You're watching Telecom TV from the IoT Solutions World Congress event in Barcelona. And I'm joined now by Darek, who is Senior Consulting Manager at Honeywell Matrikon. Darek, thanks for speaking with us on Telecom TV. How does Matrikon fit within the overall Honeywell structure?
Matrikon's primary mission is the interconnectivity, the providing the data connectivity components. So when we work with Honeywell, they have a lot of solutions that sit on top. So we really act as a mechanism, as a conduit that feeds the data into their systems. Of course, we focus on OPC, so Matrikon is known for OPC.
And how important is IoT to Matrikon's business?
It's almost, I'd say it starts with us. When you look at IoT or IIoT, and then we have Industrie 4.0 throughout Europe, right? So one of the key things is when you're bringing all these systems together, you have to have the security, you have to have the scalability, and you have to have the flexibility to how you structure the data. You need all these different systems when they come together. You need to be able to model the information to keep the context of the data, because everybody talks about pushing data up into the cloud, but okay, now you get it there, but how do you understand what to do with what that information is about? So Opc Ua, we work a lot with the foundation. Opc Ua has been identified as basically the standard that the Industrie 4.0 overall, the organization has chosen to say, this is what we're going to use to unify all the different standards together.
So where does Industry 4.0 sit alongside the industrial Internet of Things?
It's actually, you're talking about the same thing from a different angle. So when we talk about the IIoT, the Industrial Internet of Things, you're talking about the entire application of, think of all the cool things that we see in IoT, now bring them into the industrial context where things are moving quickly, there's high pressures, high temperatures, lots of things can happen, there's safety involved, and it can't fail, lots of equipment, right? Power grids and such. So when we talk about IIoT, within that, there's a focus on discrete manufacturing. Germany is a leader in Europe. They're the base, right, for M2M or the machine builders, etc. They're like, I think, 80%. So they started off with a very strong focus on being competitive globally to say, okay, well, how do we basically create something that's lot size 1 at the cost of mass manufacturing? So they did the Industrie 4.0 saying, how do you use IIoT for the in the discrete manufacturing context? IIoT now brings it together to says, okay, well, that's one slice of the pie, but you've got process control, you've got all the other things that kind of stick together. That's IIoT. So, around here when we look and we see the IIC, the Industrial Internet Consortium, that's something that started off in the States, but basically now they're coming together and saying, okay, IIC takes the entire vertical, Industry 4.0 takes the slice that deals with manufacturing. So the two are complementary.
You mentioned there's a range of standards and protocols that need to be unified. So how important is it to create this overarching unified standard, and should it be an open standard?
So that's actually another great question. So what happens in various industries, basically most industries have now found that the winning strategy is to use an open standard. But once you start talking about something as broad as the IIoT, now you're taking different industries and you're trying to bring the different open standards and you're trying to bring them together. So the question is, how do you translate the model from one open standard to the model of another standard? So unlike just a protocol that's designed to move data from A to B, because OPC can do that as well, we're embedding it inside the systems, but the point is you can take that information and you can model, for example, BACnet. So you would take that entire model it inside Opc Ua, and then when you have another system coming in, it can access, it understands how to process that model because it's using the same methodology that Opc Ua does, even though it doesn't deal with BACnet specifically. So you can bridge between different open systems so you get a unified approach.
Darek, thank you very much indeed.